the most dangerous flying prehistoric predators. Having become the ruler of the planet, man has conquered not only the entire Earth, but also the sky. Now his man-made machines travel the airspace over all continents. But it happened by historical standards quite recently. Before that, the sky belonged to creatures that can fly independently, without man-made mechanical devices, and birds were far from the first animals that decided to master the celestial expanse. Long before their appearance on our planet lived creatures that made others look up with fear. Today we will tell you about the most dangerous flying creatures that have not survived to our days. If you want to be the first to know about the release of new videos on the channel, subscribe to it right now. After that, you will be able to leave your comments under our videos. We also ask our viewers to express their opinion about the work of the channel creators, with the help of likes. The first large animals known to science to take to the skies are the pterosaurs. For 150 million years, dozens, perhaps hundreds, of species of these flying lizards were the rulers of the sky. Among them, there were animals quite comparable in size to modern birds, and there were those next to which some models of airplanes would look toy-like. Their evolution sometimes took very interesting and even bizarre forms. We would like to tell you about the most popular and at the same time unknown to the general public features of these aerial predators. Pterodactyl. For many, the name is associated with all pterosaurs in general. This is most likely because pterodactyls were the first to be identified as flying lizards and were given their own name for many years. In popular culture, the term pterodactyl became equivalent to the definition of pterosaur. They were small reptiles no more than 1 meter in size. They most likely preyed on fish and small land animals. These creatures lived about 145–152 million years ago. Quetzalcoatl. The largest flying creature in the history of our planet is undoubtedly this giant. He received his name in honor of one of the gods of the Aztec pantheon and can rightfully be considered the lord of the air element of the era of the dinosaurs. They lived near the end of this era and fed mainly on carrion and small animals. There is an opinion that with a wingspan of 12 meters, Quetzalcoatl for one flight was able to overcome the distance of half of the globe. Pterodactyl. It is now known for certain that many pterosaurs had ridges of bone and soft tissue on their heads, but the first creature to have this accessory was a Pteranodon. These small flying lizards lived about 150 million years ago. Their wingspan rarely exceeded 1 meter, and their skull size was about 13 centimeters. Rhamphorhynchus. This is one of the smallest representatives of the pterosaur family. On average, the length of their body together with the tail was about 40 centimeters, and the tail is the main distinguishing feature. It was very long compared to the body of the pterosaur. It had a diamond-shaped arrow at the end. Most likely, the way of life of these creatures did not differ from the behavior of modern seabirds. They lived on the shores of seas and oceans and hunted small fish, diving for it in the water. The shape of their teeth, they were needle-shaped and tilted slightly forward, is indicative of this way of eating. Coryodontosaurus. There are several known species of these interesting pterosaurs, which lived about 140–150 million years ago. The smallest of them had a wingspan of only 25 centimeters. They differed in the way they ate. Their beak was dotted with thin and sharp teeth, resembling a brush. Scientists assume that with this tool the lizard filtered living water and ate crustaceans and small invertebrates. Thalassodromeus. The main external distinction of this large pterosaur was its huge crest, which occupied almost the entire surface of the skull. The total body length was about 1.5 meters. These pterosaurs lived about 110 million years ago. Judging by its body proportions, limb structure, and powerful jaws, this lizard hunted terrestrial prey. Nyctosaurus. This is another pterosaur with a bizarre crest on its head. They lived on Earth about 65–90 million years ago. Their crest was shaped like a deer's horns and could reach half a meter in length, while the body length of Nyctosaurus itself was 30–40 centimeters. It looked very unusual. The wingspan of these creatures reached about 2 meters. Another interesting difference of Nyctosaurus was the absence of fingers on the upper limbs. Scientists believe that this made it very difficult to move on land, so the Nyctosaurus spent almost their entire lives in flight. Pteranodon. It is representatives of this family became the heroes of many Hollywood blockbusters and children's cartoons about dinosaurs. Fossils of pteranodons found more than all other flying lizards combined, so scientists have enough information to describe their appearance and habits. These were quite large animals. The wingspan of adult males could exceed 5.5 meters. In females, it was just under 4 meters. The beak of pteranodon was characterized by great length and complete absence of teeth. It is believed that the basis of their diet was fish and small crustaceans, which they caught from the water directly in flight. After the end of the dinosaur era, it was birds that occupied many of the vacated life niches, not only in the air. Some of the largest land predators of that time were birds of prey, such as Pteronodon and Harpagornis. But for the sake of this, they forever gave up the ability to fly, so further speech will not be about them, but about those birds that replaced the pterosaurs in their usual element. Here too, not without giant forms, many of the described species may well have hunted the ancestors of modern man, and some of them themselves became his prey. Argentavis. For a long time, it was considered the largest bird that ever lived. Its wingspan could reach up to 6 meters. As can be understood from the name, this giant bird lived on the territory of modern Argentina. There is an opinion that Argentavis fed mainly on carrion. It could observe other predators and take away their prey, diving from a great height. Pelargornis sandensis. In 1983, the remains of a truly gigantic bird were discovered in the United States. Its wingspan was about 7 meters. In the beak of Pelargornis sandensis were found so-called pseudo-toothed, sharp protrusions, which the bird used to pierce the shells of mollusks. Its diet also included squid and various types of fish. Pelargornis chilea. This is another member of the Pelargornis family. It lived in the Atacama Desert in Chile. So far, only one specimen of its remains has been found. This bird became extinct about 5 million years ago. Its wingspan was about 5 meters. Its beak revealed 20 sharp pseudotubes adapted for eating fish and squid. Pteranodon. The remains of this large bird of prey with a height of more than 70 centimeters and a wingspan of up to 3.5 meters are found in a vast area in many states of North America. These birds became extinct about 10,000 years ago. Their main prey was not large animals about the size of a modern rabbit. The bird held its prey with powerful claws and tore it apart with its sharp beak, much like modern birds of prey. Haast Eagle. This species of eagle is considered the largest of all representatives of the family. It lived only on one of the New Zealand islands, and people could observe these birds 600–700 years ago. Its main prey were large flightless birds that also lived only in this region. Haastia swooped down on its prey from a great height at a speed of about 80 kilometers per hour. Such an attack could be compared to dropping a large stone on its head from a height of about 25 meters. The predator would grab its prey with one paw and with the second one deliver a fatal blow to the neck or head. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you want to learn more about life on Earth in the Age of Dinosaurs, or about the habits of giant flightless carnivorous birds, then we recommend you to pay attention to other materials of our channel.